Well, howdy there, daylight burners. happy happy Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning. I don't know if I got anybody uh paying attention here tonight or not. Uh it looks like maybe we got a couple people watching. Anyhow, I sorry about that earlier. I don't know what the hell was going on with my audio. But here we are. We're back at it. Had to switch around a few things, but I had a great weekend in in Colorado. Um, Breaking news here on the Fence Post Politics Show. Here on the Burning Daylight Network, we uh, we have confirmed that Turnpike Troubadours can still wail their fucking asses off and yeah, put on a hell of a good show. The hype around um, whatchamacallit, Red Rocks Amphitheater is pretty legit. So anyhow, you get a chance to go do any of that stuff. I highly recommend it. Yeah, Turnpike's gonna be um they listed or that they played one of his one of Evan's new songs, and I guess in an interview after the show, they had asked him about whether new albums coming out. So and he said basically said yes, from what I understand. So um, that's a good thing. I'm a big fan of that. So kudos to um, Evan Felker, Kyle Nix, Ryan Engelman, all the rest of the Turnpike Troubadours. You guys put on a hell of a good show, and I enjoyed it immensely. But we got some other stuff to talk about today. A lot of shit's been happening in the world, and first and foremost, we're sending about $40 billion to Ukraine for war effort, and well, it was temporarily blocked, which is about all that could happen at that point. They asked for unanimous consent. Rand Paul, being the gangster that he is, objected and asked for oversight, a special inspector general to show where all this money was, how it was being spent, and it's it was pretty fascinating watching his speech on the floor of the Senate, and then also seeing the backlash on social media, in particular Twitter. I really don't spend any time on Facebook anymore. I try to look at the bull session group, but um I just I don't know. I don't like Facebook anymore, and it doesn't they don't do me any favors either. And so I'm just not spending much time on it because it's not yielding me much return. So what good is 21,000 followers if only about 100 people see your shit? So the 100 people that do see it, I appreciate you guys greatly. And but that being said, I don't respond on Facebook a whole lot. Yeah, it's because I just don't care. Um, but I'm gonna read. I tried to find the video. Um, but the curse of fast internet, which I do have now, which is awesome. I've got my studio fully wired up to full capacity. But now I'm running all this stuff. I can do cooler stuff, but now my computer is not. And so um you win some, you lose some, but we're people of Kentucky got a winner in Rand Paul. I really respect this guy. So in his objection, he said, "My oath of office is to the U.S. Constitution, not to any foreign nation. Congress is trying yet again to ram through a spending bill, one that I doubt anyone has actually read, and there's no oversight included into how the money is being spent. As I requested, all I requested is an amendment to be included in the final bill that allows for the Inspector General to oversee how funds are spent. Anyone who is opposed to this is irresponsible. While I sympathize with the people of Ukraine and commend their fight against Putin, we cannot continue to spend money that we don't have. Passing this bill brings the total we've sent to Ukraine to nearly $54 billion over the course of 2 months. It's threatening our national security, and frankly, it's a slap in the face to millions of taxpayers who are struggling to buy gas, groceries, and find baby formula." Um, this, ay, ay, ay. Yeah, so Ukraine, um, they went ahead and voted today. Um, there was 10 Republican senators that voted against it. Not a single Democrat voted against it, which was a little slightly surprising, I guess. I thought maybe Ron Wyden uh, would maybe vote against it, and I thought possibly Bernie Sanders would. Bernie Sanders is famously supposed to be anti-war, and equally famous for not actually being so. But hey, what are you? How else are you gonna get all that money if you're voting down foreign wars? That's irresponsible to your checkbook, and that's it's not a wise choice if you want to make money. Um, all that sweet military industrial complex money. I'm trying to find a list of all the senators that voted. I know it was like Crapo from Idaho, Mike Lee. Um, I can't remember who all they were. I saw a list of them. Yeah. Anyhow, I'll come back to that. But um, where is the um? Son of a bitch. Where is? There was oh, okay, here we go. Trying to get my tabs all lined up. All right, so as we all know, there is a big baby formula shortage, and it's all Vladimir Putin's fault. If he hadn't invaded Ukraine, we'd have all the baby formula, and I mean the babies would flock like the salmon of Capistrano to wherever babies flock to. Uh, but if it wasn't for that damn Putin and the war over there, but this is from CNBC, and this is part of the reason we have this huge shortage is Abbott, who makes roughly 40. Well, prior to this shortage, the shortage brought about by a plant closure, provides like 40% of the baby formula in the United States. And they had 4 babies get sick from some Similac, and 2 of them died from some virus or virus or bacteria? Sorry, my throat is kind of scratchy. Um, there was okay, inspections by the FDA found the presence of Coronabacter sazaxi. That would be town in eastern Ukraine. Bacteria that can cause blood infection at the factory. Abbott internal records also showed that the company destroyed some of its product due to the presence of bacteria at the plant, according to the FDA. So, the FDA found presence of a bacteria, and Abbott's own internal records showed that they destroyed some of its product. In February, Abbott issued a voluntary recall of its Similac PM 6040, Similac Alimentum, and Elecare products made at the Michigan plant. Abbott said last week that no formula distributed from the plant to consumers tested positive for the bacteria, and genetic sequencing of 2 samples from the sick infants did not match the Coronabacter strains found in the plant. And it's the classic old case of he said, she said by the seashore. But it's I don't know who the hell knows. Is did it actually happen? Did it not? I don't know, but either way, they shut down the plant. But Abbott reaches an agreement with the FDA to reopen baby formula plant to ease nationwide shortage. I could go off on a whole big deal about how government caused a big part of this with regulation in their labeling, and basically it was like I think there's 3. It's a lot like the beef industry, to tell you the truth. 3 big producers that kind of pushed everyone else out. Um, Pretty much all of the stuff that um are all the baby formula that they use in Europe is not allowed here. And it's all because of just arbitrary um labeling laws. I don't know what all goes into it, but it's probably most likely a bunch of nonsense. And that I mean, so that helped cause it. And then they shut this plant down. But upon further inspection, at least according to Abbott, of course, they're going to say it's not their fault, but it looks like they're showing pretty would seem to be pretty solid evidence that it maybe wasn't their fault. That these babies died. But maybe not shut an entire plant down. Without confirmation of all this. So, um, and like of one of the worst things you could possibly have a shortage of is baby formula, because for whatever reason, uh, more and more women don't breastfeed, and not that it's any of my fucking place to say what you're supposed to do with your own damn tits. But maybe I'll identify as a woman, and I'll say that I'll breastfeed my children, which would be really just fucking weird, wouldn't it? Just really weird. Um, yeah, what a deal. Um, but I don't know. My wife was really kind of hot under the collar over this whole deal, because she is pretty adamant that you just go ahead and use what God gave you, and or breastfeed, because then it's basically free. Granted, you got to eat more to help supply get that milk a running, and all that. So that I guess that's would be some increased cost. Um, However, seems like it's kind of worth it in the long run. Because there's like pretty much pretty sure there's a whole bunch of studies that show that breast milk is just far superior to whatever newfangled infant formula they come out with. And it's the same way with cows too. Um, there's nothing better than colostrum straight from the mother to get a calf started. The second best is frozen colostrum that you thaw out, but also straight from a cow. And then you can go to the colostrum replacers, which, I mean, they're okay, but not the same thing. And I've got a lot of experience with that, and it's not the same thing. But it's anyhow, for whatever reason, um, more and more women feed formula to their kids, and yeah, of all the things to run out of and have shortages of, that's not one that you want. Fuck around, that's not one you want. Um, so anyhow, it's Putin's fault, and instead of just put your babies on a diet, because we got to send some shit over to Ukraine that we are never gonna get back. Yeah, so $40 billion to Ukraine. No baby. Well, won't say no baby formula, but apparently there's shortages. I don't know. My kids are older older than that, and we didn't use formula anyway, so I couldn't tell you one bit about what the shelves look like on that. But it must be true. I hear it on the news, right? I read about it in the news. I also read in the news that America is more interested in Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's trial than they are abortion. Average number of social media interactions per published articles. The Heard Depp trial is 508. Elon Musk is 417. Joe Biden is 170. Abortion, 141. Russia, Ukraine's 91. Inflation, 70. And COVID-19, 44. Nobody gives a shit about COVID-19. Yeah, so right about, I'm gonna say 3.5 times more social media interactions for Johnny Depp over abortion. And when you think that there is no way that the Republicans could possibly screw this up, because they're throwing everything out there at abortion, and it's not really sticking because of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. That's not the one. Here we go. They go ahead and outdo themselves, and son of a bitches. Okay, here we go. Computer is slow. You need more of you folks to sign up for Patreon, so I can go ahead and buy a new computer so I can do this faster or something. Anti-abortion forces split over bills to prosecute those who get procedure. So even the pro-life groups, or as they call them, anti-abortion groups, which I guess is not inaccurate, but they don't call the pro-choice people pro-abortion. They say pro-choice and anti-abortion. Anyhow, semantics, but it's close to what you'd expect from a left-wing rag. So anyhow, Louisiana is introducing a bill called the Abolition of Abortion in Louisiana Act of 2022, and I'm guessing that they're just waiting I don't know if it's gone to a vote or anything, but not only does it outlaw abortion, but it will also prosecute the women who get the abortion as or charge them with homicide. Um, which, if you believe abortion is murder, would be. I mean, I guess that would be um in line with your thinking. I mean, if abortion is more murder, then murder, homicide. You're talking about a distinction in legal terms, but either way, I'm charging you with a crime, and which, if abortion is illegal, then getting an abortion, I guess, would be a crime, and boy, that's like I said, just when you think you read something like this deal from Axios, so pop that back up. Um, but 3.5 to 1 times, 3.5 people, more people are interested about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard than they are about abortion, and why it matters. While political America hangs on an impending Supreme Court verdict on abortion, many more eyeballs are focused on developments in the Depp Heard trial. And I think maybe, just maybe, we have reached peak outrage, and we're on like the down slope of the peak. We're over the continental divide of outrage, and then we're on the down slope, and maybe, just maybe, things are swinging back around to normal. I'll tell you, um, watching Turnpike Live at Red Rocks sure felt like the old world was back. Pre nonsense with the pandemic and all that shit. You know, Pre that world when you could just go out and do stuff and have a good time. Boy, it sure felt like it was back this weekend. I mean, this whole weekend. In fact, we got to we got to watch my buddy Rob. Um, well, I wouldn't say jog. He kind of stumbled across the finish line of whatever it was a marathon. I forget who put it on. Whatever it was, downtown Denver. But yeah, I got to hold up a sign that said "Rob ain't real" as he stumbled across the finish line, and got to hang out with my buddies, and like we all were grab ass and high fives, handshakes, hugs, all that. No, nobody that was in my crew wore any sort of a mask. There were still some people that were just insanely afraid of it still, that were just like walking their dog outside downtown Denver by themselves wearing a mask. And I don't understand it, but hey, that's their deal. That's what they want to do. That's fine. And then we get to Red Rocks, and it is just an absolute dream of a night. Just gorgeous weather. Place is jam packed. Oklahoma came to fucking party. I can tell you that. And every time I was in line for drinks, talking to folks, where are you from? I'm from Oklahoma. I'm from Texas. I'm from Oklahoma. And it was just awesome. Everybody was there for Turnpike, and it was just pretty fantastic. Like, everybody was singing along in unison, and like there weren't any fair weather fans there. Everybody there was a Turnpike fan, and it was fucking cool. We had the full lunar eclipse, magical, and it just sure felt like the world is coming back to normal. And so, going back to this whole spiel here is, while political America hangs on an impending Supreme Court verdict Many more eyeballs are focused on developments in the Depp Heard trial because that's entertaining. Johnny Depp is putting on the performance of a lifetime. Driving the news articles about the trial, which began April 12th, have generated more total social media interactions, likes, comments, and shares than coverage about abortion in the Supreme Court or inflation, according to exclusive data from Newswhip. On per article basis, the trial has dwarfed all other major topics in the news. There have been double the Google searches for Amber Heard than for Elon Musk over last month. There have been nearly 4 times more searches for her name than for abortion or the Supreme Court. So, it's a defamation trial. I don't know exactly what the hell is going on, but those people are nuts, and Amber Heard just seems to be a little more nuts than most. Well, next up, since we're all talking women's rights here and whatnot, NASA wants to send nudes into space. NASA could soon be sending pictures of naked earthly humans to aliens. Yes, you heard that right. Researchers have put forward a proposal for a message to be transmitted from Earth into the Milky Way in hopes that extraterrestrials will find it. The message plan includes representations of DNA, a map of the solar system, and illustrations of nude humans waving hi. One male and one female. You sons of bitches. Cancel NASA right now. And one of you male astronauts, just go ahead, take the plunge. You don't even have to clip your dick anymore. You just gotta remain committed to saying that you're a woman. And then you could be the first, female astronaut image in space. For the, can you imagine what a alien life form would do with those? Like, there's like these fucking humans are sending us cave drawings out into space. Just like, hey, look, this guy's got a big dick, huh? Yeah, don't come down here. And then, no, instead, it's just like a purple-haired 300-pound gorilla with, 3 nose piercings and, like spiky purple hair and screeching about how she identifies as a watermelon, or they identify as a watermelon today, but only from noon to 3. After that, the watermelon becomes an eggplant, or something. I'm not sure how that works in their whole system. Like if you identify as a, because I know there is one where they identify as like trees or some shit. So like, what do you eat? You just drink a shitload of water and lay out in the sun. Like how do you, or do you like quit identifying as that to go back to eating like human food to sustain you, and then once that's done, you can go back to identifying as a tree, or is it just the having sex with the tree? It's all really confusing. It reads a lot like some of the old Jewish law, as well as like some of the Mormon doctrine and covenants, or any of the organized religion, like feats of strength. This the shit that you gotta follow down. There's more and more rules, and you can never really be pure. But anyway, NASA, they're a bunch of assholes for only putting a man and a woman into space. Putting their nudes. Like, whose nudes did you put? Like, are we sending our best stock up there? Like, we showing them like 2006 Shakira, and you know, like son of a bitch. You know, like Shakira's always had a like she still looks really good, but like in like her peak prime, are we sending that picture? Is it just like a GIF that's floating out into the Milky Way of just Shakira twerking? That's become like our intergalactic like cave drawings. No, we're thinking like we're all fancy and shit with our NFTs. We can send one out into space. And Gleep Glorp up there, he sees it and it's like, oh, that's cute. Like the like when you're a kid. Damn it, I wish I had it in here. Aaron's kid drew a picture of me because he wanted to be like me when he grew up. Because that shows you who wears the pants in me and Aaron's relationship. I don't know what does. But anyhow, it's just like one of those kindergarten drawings that that you hang up on your refrigerator or on the wall, or you'll have it, picture of it on your desk and whatnot. That's kind of what the aliens do with our NFT nudes and maps of the Milky Way or the solar system. They're just like, oh, look at them. They're drawing us a map to their home. Oh, they're growing up so fast. What researchers have put forward a proposal for a message to be transmitted from Earth out into the Milky Way, in hopes that extraterrestrials will find out. I read that part. The message ends with an invitation for extraterrestrials to respond using their own telescopic technology. Because you think we're going to be able to read it? For more about the message proposal, check out the latest edition of arvix.org, an open access repository of scientific papers. Huh. That's a neat one. But also, we had, where are we at? Son of a bitch. I had it, and I lost it. Oh, anyway, here we'll come back to the UFO hearing, but this one is from who's about to be my new favorite government employee, Nina Jankowicz, our new Minister of Truth, and I really like this deal so this is from the AP. Old comments by a disinformation board director misrepresented online. This is exactly what she's trying to combat here. You know, you should not be able to misrepresent her. The claim is Nina Jankowicz, director of the Department of Homeland Security's Disinformation Governance Board, said she wants verified Twitter users to be able to edit other users' tweets. AP's assessment: missing context. Comments Jankowicz made during a January 2021 presentation, more than a year before she was named to lead the Disinformation Board, are being misconstrued. A video of Jankowicz's full remarks shows she was explaining an existing program offered by Twitter that allows certain users to write notes contextualizing claims made in tweets. Jankowicz did not say she personally wanted verified users to edit tweets, nor has she said she plans to implement something similar through the board. The facts. Jankowicz's comments, made more than a year ago during an online call hosted by a school librarians association, are being taken out of context to suggest she recently expressed a desire to have select Twitter users edit people's tweets. Okay, there it is, folks. Nina Jankowicz, head of Biden's so-called disinformation government's board, wants to give blue checks the ability to edit others' tweets. One Twitter user wrote Friday, Sharing a minute-long video of Jankowicz speaking during the call. Let me um what did it I heard something about Twitter is now getting ready to start allowing other Twitter users to help me out here. That's where I sort of lost track of what is Twitter letting people do, the speaker asked. I haven't looked into this in a huge way yet because it just came out and I am eligible for it because I'm verified, Jankowicz responded, but there are a lot of people who shouldn't be verified who aren't, legit, in my opinion. I mean, they are real people, but they're not trustworthy. So, anyway, verified people can essentially start to edit Twitter the same sort of way that Wikipedia is, so they can add context to certain tweets. Jankowicz used air quotations when she said the word edit and also mentioned that such notations would give context so people have a fuller picture rather than just an individual claim on a tweet. The Twitter pilot program called Birdwatch had been announced 3 days prior on January 25th, 2021. At the time, Twitter described it as a new community-driven approach to help address misleading information. All right, so essentially, they were taking Twitter and then allowing people to add bubbles for context, like they did already, but now that it was going to allow verified Twitter users to do so. And it's that I'm good with any sort of criticism on this goofy bitch. She is yeah, she's a nut job, and yeah, I'm fine with all of that. Yeah, have at it, criticize away. This one was kind of reaching for straws, but I don't think it's all that far out of line. I could see something like that happening on her watch because she's got the crazy eyes, folks. So yeah, I'm good. I'm good with all of that. Where is that article? Damn you. Okay. Here we go. I think we got it. Yes. We got it now. As soon as it pops up. Computer's slow. Apologize for that. Almost there. And we're off. From CNN. I know. CNN. But this is the first article that I found that popped up because I haven't followed this very closely, but key lawmakers warned at a House hearing on Tuesday that unidentified aerial phenomena, popularly known as UFOs, must be investigated and taken seriously as a potential threat to national security. Are they Russian UFOs? That is the question. Is Vladimir Putin sending drones over here to steal the goddamn baby formula, starve the children? That's my theory. I don't know if you can disprove it so much. So therefore I win, and you lose. So Russia is stealing our baby formula using drones, which have been spotted as UFOs. For many years, the event marked the first congressional public hearing on UFOs in decades. High-profile moment for a controversial topic that has been relegated to the fringes of public policy. For many lawmakers and intelligence and military personnel working on UAP or UFO, the bigger concern with the episode is not that alien life is visiting Earth, but rather a foreign adversary like Russia or China. Did I call it, or did I fucking call it? Like Russia or China might be fielding some sort of next generation technology in American airspace that the United States doesn't know about. They are having these hearings now to ramp up support for this this Russia-Ukraine deal, as said before last week on the show. The Lend-Lease agreement is back on board, back online, chugging along just smooth, headed right towards a World War III. This is distraction, like I said. Not aliens, it's just the goddamn Ruskies. The Ruskies and the Chinese are coming over here to steal all the goddamn baby formula. And what are we going to do about it? Send weapons to Ukraine. And then we're going to lend-lease them, which means that we will get paid when, and it's a big if, Ukraine wins this thing. Which they probably won't. And therefore, yeah, we're probably not getting paid for all these Lend-Lease weapons. So yeah, that's cool. That's super neat. And yeah, but hey, those UFOs, all those you should read Annie Jacobson's book. I know I harp on her quite a bit, but she is does excellent work. And well, I don't know why I'm sounding like Barack Obama. Does excellent work, and I recommend her highly. And as Trump would say, tremendous work. Does just really, really great. She really loves me. I like her a lot. Everyone agrees. And yeah, it's huh. I don't know where I was going with all that, but anyhow, don't pay attention to the inflation. Don't pay attention to any of the economic stuff. Just remember that gotta beat Russia, and we gotta do that by sending weapons to Ukraine, getting Finland and Sweden involved in NATO. That's I don't know. It looks like that's going through. Turkey's kind of holding up the deal right now because Turkey's still a thing, I guess. And you know, the same Turkey who buys missile defense systems from Russia is a NATO ally. NATO, who was formed and organized to provide defense against Russia. One of its members is buying weapon systems from Russia, advanced weapon systems. Maybe not advanced anymore, but at the time they were, I mean, for a second world country like Turkey, probably pretty advanced. And but not nearly as advanced as these Chinese drones that are stealing all the fucking baby formula. That's probably, I don't, is Russia getting the drones from China, or is China getting the drones from Russia? Probably getting them from China. If I had to bet, they're just trading oil for drones, and that's what you're seeing. Not aliens, definitely not a science squanch, and yeah, inflation's not real, fellas. Not real at all. Um, what do we got? We got primaries going on today. Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Kentucky, I guess. Rand Paul was chosen once again as their candidate there, but Madison Cawthorn, doesn't matter that he won his case, that he's allowed to run on the ballot. He is now no longer on the ballot as a Republican, anyhow. I wonder if he could switch parties and run as an independent. He'd have to get a bunch of signatures. Not impossible, but first term U.S. Representative Madison Cawthorn lost his Republican primary race to State Senator Chuck Edwards after the pro-Donald Trump firebrand's personal and political blunders translated into voter unhappiness. Cawthorn called Edwards to concede the 11th congressional district primary to Edwards. Cawthorn campaign spoke on Luke Ball told the AP. Anyway, Cawthorn, he's been in the news here lately. He kind of tries to stay in the news. Claimed he got invited to an orgy by some fellow representatives or senators or something. Didn't provide any evidence to back up. Didn't name names, and had a bunch of embarrassing pictures released of him just a short time ago, conveniently right before this primary here. This guy's kind of an idiot. Not kind of. He's an idiot. So it's not all that surprising that that he went ahead and lost. But what else was I? Son of a bitch. Lost my train of thought there too. But the Pennsylvania primary is turned out. Oh, I was gonna see Tony Cowden. I wonder. Tony Cowden was the guy that I had on. He's running in North Carolina. So I wonder. I wonder how